I'd like to share a story with you that I've been telling to people quite a few times a year for the past decade. And I always tell this story in a certain building. Now, this building, known as Congregation Emmanuel, it's considered the oldest synagogue building in Canada. It's 157 years, and it's been in continuous use all that time until March of 2020, when, like many houses of worship, it just shut down. The congregation, of course, continues to meet by Zoom and lately in gardens and backyards, but right now that sanctuary is silent. So let's go virtually wake up that space. If you've been there, imagine you're there, and if not, imagine lots of blue light and a very calm, beautiful place with prayers, 157 years worth of prayers in it. And I tell this story, I tell it to tourists and visitors, also people, local people who are just curious about what's going on inside that building, and also to students. In British Columbia, in the curriculum for our education system, it's required, or it's recommended, that students study world religions in grade 8, and then in grade 12 they can study it as a elective. So if a teacher is keen, they will organize field trips to different houses of worship to show the students that there are people practicing these religions right in their community, and they can meet them. They go to a mosque, they come to synagogue, they'll go to church, they'll go to a Hindu temple, a Buddhist temple, a Sikh temple, and have a visit. So one of my favorite teachers, and one of my son's favorite teachers, was Mr. Pine. He's now retired, but he was a civics teacher at Victoria High School. And right when he first started bringing students in to me, he'd probably been doing it before I was doing this, but when I first met him, he said, we go to the synagogue, the mosque, the church, the temples, and you're all very nice, and we really appreciate the time you're spending with us, but in the end, we don't really know what your religion is all about. So could you just kind of sum it up in a few minutes for us? And I did my best, but it wasn't enough. So I checked in with my teacher, Yitzhak Buxbaum of Brooklyn, New York. He's a Maggid, a storyteller like me, and he's also the author of at least 10 books on various subjects of Jewish spirituality. And I asked him, how would he respond to this teacher? And he said, oh, well, I would tell the story of Hillel, of course. Now, Yitzhak has written an entire book on Hillel. There's a lot of information on this holy sage, this great rabbi. But there's one story that many people know. Maybe you even know it. I'm going to tell it to you now, just the short form of it, and then we're going to sing it. It's from our oral Torah, kept oral for 1,000 years before it was written down, and Torah has the same root as the word morah or moreh, teacher. So these are teachings. It's a lesson book, not a history book, a lesson book. And here's one lesson story that I got from Ein Yaakov. I believe that means the eye of Jacob. That's a compilation of the stories within the Talmud, the Aggadic part of the Talmud. There's many laws. This is one of the stories. So it's about Hillel, who lived at least 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem. He was known as a prince of Israel, a descendant of King David, and he never got angry. You could ask him any question, and he would always respond in a very calm, respectful, loving way, which was unusual at that time. The Romans had invaded Jerusalem. They were in control, and there were 2 Roman gentlemen who were sure that they could make Hillel angry. One was so sure, he was willing to place a bet, 400 zuz, which was worth thousands of dollars in the day. This would be an annual wage for an average worker. A lot was at stake. Do you think he won that bet? Against Hillel? Are you kidding? The other guy burst into the study hall, the yeshiva, where Hillel was teaching, stood on one foot and said, "Tell me the entire Torah while I stand on one foot." Hillel said, "Fine. What is hateful to you, don't do to others." That is the entire Torah. All the rest, It's commentary. So now, go learn, which this young man did. So what Hillel had done is he'd taken 3 words from our written Torah, from the chapter which in Hebrew is known as Vayikra, or Leviticus, chapter 19, line 18, it says in Hebrew, Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, and you shall love others as yourself. Very famous line, right? It's in Christianity, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Hillel made a little different, don't do unto others as you don't want them to do to you. Same precept, same origin. It's in Islam, it's in Buddhism, Hinduism. The people of the Esquimalt nation and Songhees nation here, they espouse it as well. It's in every tradition because it's something all humanity has to learn. And clearly, as groups, we haven't got this yet. We still have to work on it. But we can work on it more easily as individuals. Listen to people, smile at people, be calm, be kind. So many ways we can practice this. And as well as doing, we can also learn through study. Hey, we're one of the peoples of the book. And we also learn by singing. So now I'm going to teach you a song to go with this. Our sages do say, though, that it's good for you to make up your own tune. Some days you may feel more major key, more happy, sometimes a little more minor. So make up your own tune. But here's a traditional way of chanting any words that you want to bring into your being to practice. So, and it's going to have 2 notes that we use to chant the Torah. So just like the Quran, the Torah is sung in synagogue. And this is an Ashkenazi and Eastern European version of the notes. These are called ta'amim. So there's actual musical notation for this. One is pashta, and the other one is sof pasuk. Sof is end, and a pasuk is a sentence. It just ends the sentence. So I'm going to teach it to you now, and I hope that you will practice it, repeat it. You may already know it, so just sing out. It's good for us to sing whenever we can. All right, so, and I'll show you how the notes go. So for pashta, it goes like this. La la, your turn. La la, try that again. La la, one more time. La la, and then sof pasuk. La la la, try it 3 times. La la la, la la la, la la la. So now we're going to sing 2 pashta and a sof pasuk. Here we go. 3 times. La la, la la, la la la, la la, la la, la la la. One more time with feeling. La la, la la, la la la. Beautiful. Now we'll add the words, first in English, 1 word at a time. Repeat after me. And you shall love, your turn, and you shall love, next one's a half sof pasuk, others, half pashta, as yourself, let's put that all together 3 times, and you shall love others as yourself, 2 more times, and you shall love others as yourself, last time, and you shall love others as yourself. Now we will try the Hebrew, first just spoken, repeat after me. Ve'ahavta, ve'ahavta, l're'acha, kamocha, kamocha. Let's sing it 3 times. Ve'ahavta l're'acha kamocha. Ve'ahavta l're'acha kamocha. Last time, give it all you got. Ve'ahavta l're'acha kamocha. Yeah. Toda rabba. Adank. Shukran. Thank you.